It was one of those perfect Utah afternoons. You know, the kind where you've got just enough time to do one more off-road trail before calling it a day back in St. George. We wanted something scenic and not too technical. And of course, with a little bit of adventure baked on in. The answer? We decided to do Toquerville Falls. We've done this trail before in our 2021 Chevy Silverado Trail Boss, and back then, it felt like an easygoing, bump-along dirt road, with a few obstacles mixed in for fun. But we've heard rumors. The kind of rumors that make you raise your eyebrows just a little bit. Maybe the trail had gotten rougher. But we're not ones to believe rumors, and we just had to see for ourselves. We hit the trailhead around 1:30 in the afternoon and instantly remembered that airing down was basically required here. It isn't a hard trail, but if you like to keep your kidneys where they're located, airing down is a must. We pulled over and dropped the ZR2 down to our 20 psi starting point, because sometimes the trail isn't technical, but it's just rough. From this point, it was pretty much how we remembered it. A winding dirt road with some rocky shelves, loose gravel patches, and a few spots where you could pick your line easy or hard. We decided today we'd take some of the tougher lines, because why not? We are in a ZR2 after all. And of course, all these hard lines, the ZR2 handled them like it was just out for a Sunday drive.
This is the first obstacle on here, and it's gotten kind of washed out. But it shouldn't be too bad. It should be super easy. Easy peasy.
And for reference, here's our Toyota Tacoma from a few years ago. It is taking the slightly easier line.
You're just at the ledge. No, you're fine. I think it just bounced. Dirt.
And of course, we have to include the 2021 Chevy Silverado Trail Boss.
Part of the trail has multiple lines. You have the harder lines on this side. If you need an easy line, it's way over on that side. But we're gonna do one of the harder lines here, just because we can. But there is an easier line if you don't want to do this.
We only passed a few different vehicles on the road, and most of them were side-by-sides. And we imagined that the falls would be pretty busy as they normally are. But somehow, we arrived at the falls, and we had them all to ourselves. That means, of course, we have to cue the drone. There's nothing quite like sitting on a natural waterfall in the middle of the desert with no one around. Definitely one of those worth the trip kind of places. But of course, we couldn't leave well enough alone.
So normally you have two options on Toquerville. You can either go back the way you came, or apparently there is a loop that connects with the other part of the main trail. So we're gonna try the loop today since we've never done it before. So that means we're gonna cross the falls here in a second, and that should be super fun. We did it once in the Trail Boss, crossing it just for fun, but this will be an official trail crossing to continue the trail.
We crossed over the falls and decided to check out the loop section of the trail, the part we never tried in the Silverado, and thought, how bad could it be? Well, turns out, bad enough. The trail tightened up quick, narrow enough that Dane joked we just hit it with some speed, because you know, speed fixes everything. But jokes aside, the washouts and fresh boulders courtesy of recent flash flooding in the area made us feel like this section was a different trail entirely. We took the ZR2 down the easiest line, and once we dropped into the stream bed, we had our hearts sink just a little bit and decided that maybe we shouldn't be down here.
You're on it, just slow off. Then I need you to turn a little bit passenger, right? And then straighten up from there. And stay straight. You got the one on the rock rail right now, and the other one's underneath the front skid plate where it's not touching. We can go back the other way. We don't know what the rest of this looks like. I feel like I need to see somebody else do it first. So we were gonna attempt, but it's getting late in the day and I don't know what the rest of this loop looks like, and these are a lot bigger than I think they should be. We can obviously go over them, but we don't know what's ahead of us. And so I think we need a little bit more beta on this section of the trail. There just isn't much out there before we continue. I think Dane's gonna go turn around. I think we're gonna go back the other way unless he wants to try the narrow gap that's up here that bypasses this here. But we're a big hipped girl in our ZR2, so I don't think she's gonna like fitting.
There's rocks here.
There are some big ones.
No, we could just drive around that because I see the other side.
No, but there's some big rocks in between. See that big boulder?
I could drive around where other people do, kind of think they're side by side.
But I don't know about that hill climb there, if it's going to be just...
No, I'm just trying.
I think we should be smart, Everett.
I don't know, you can walk up it if you want. Oh. Hip scraper. Alright, well, we'll go up this. We can go up that way if you want. Yeah, this part seems the part of Rattlesnake Gulch, it's a nasty one. At least that's what I've heard.
It's a difficult. It's one that takes all day. Like, it is an all day, like, trail.
It seems like it'd be the beginning of Rattlesnake Gulch.
No, this is the end.
Oh, it's the end?
People come out at Toquerville Falls, they start down below and work their way up.
Yeah, so it's good unless there's a turnoff or something up there.
After a heart-to-heart with ourselves, we decided to turn around. We didn't know if it got any worse. We didn't have time on our sides and it was getting late in the afternoon. And as much as we love an adventure, we're just not that dumb anymore.
Went down and came back up because there are so many boulders. And then if you look at Trails Off-Road, they say it's part of Rattlesnake Gulch. But if you look at Onyx, it says it's part of Toquerville Falls Loop. Who is right?
It seems more like Rattlesnake.
I think Trails Off-Road is right. The boulders are huge in the middle of the lake, in the middle of the river. There's big ones to navigate just to get up to another rocky slope. And since we don't know if that's like the end of that, we decided turning around because we have nothing to prove.
Plus, it's like 2:30. We're done.
It's 2:30. We want to get back. We want to get back a decent hour because we have a swimming pool at the Airbnb, and that is sounding wonderful.
It's calling to us.
Yes, it is calling to us.
It's calling to us.
So we're gonna go back the original way, which still has some obstacles and stuff. We'll show you some of the ones coming the opposite direction because
I have to do all
they
those hard ones again.
can get a little bit tippy. Like in the Trail Boss, lifted a tire the first time we were here on one of them. So that will be still entertaining. So we will continue to show you those here in a minute once we get back to the falls.
So we did the smart thing. We turned around. And yes, that meant crossing back over the waterfall, but no complaints here. We tackled the obstacles again in the opposite direction. Before we knew it, we wrapped up the smooth ride since we had aired down and spent the time to air back up. And honestly, even without completing the loop, I think we got the best part of the trail anyway.
Here comes the ledge.
So, if you're in the St. George area and want a trail that has just a little bit of everything, scenery, some mild obstacles, and of course a desert waterfall that you can actually drive across, this is 100% worth your time. And if you want to do the loop, you might want to check it out before you commit. Since it is a river, conditions are always changing. That's it for our adventure today, but please like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and we'll be out there sharing you another epic destination here soon. But bye for now.